All right, time to open this new bike. This is the bike that everyone's been talking about. It is the Amflow with the Avanox motor. Now, I don't know exactly what model is in here. I think it's the PL Carbon Pro. Why don't we just open the box and see what it is? All right, here we go. Ooh. All right, there it is, the Amflow. Can't tell what color it is yet. Got a box with all the accessories, I'm assuming, the charger and whatnot. But yeah, extremely well packaged and what looks to be pretty much completely assembled. I know all of you like to watch me suffer as I build the bike, but this time the bike is more or less built. Rotor is already on there too. If you do get one of these bikes, it comes basically all together. You just have to put the bars on and put the front wheel on. Okay, we've got the bike in the stand. This is the Amflow PL Carbon Pro, the top end model. Now, Amflow did send me this bike. I didn't buy it, and I'm super excited to try it. It is a lightweight, full power e-bike. It's pretty much all together, so you guys are not gonna have to watch me suffer, even though I know you guys like that. You watch me making mistakes building bikes. I love it. There's not much to go wrong here, so I only got to put the bars on, put the front wheel on, and we're good to go. So I'm going to do that. We'll get the bike together, we'll go through the parts and the build, and then we're going to go ride this thing, because yeah, I've never ridden one and I'm super pumped to go try it out. And here it is, fully built. That was very straightforward. This is the Amflow PL Carbon Pro. It's mine. I'm super pumped to go ride it. And it is a lightweight, full-powered e-bike, which is something we really haven't seen until this bike. So let's quickly go through some of the parts I have on it and a few of the features. And now when I say full power, this motor, this is the Avanox motor, it can put out 105 Newton meters of torque with 1,000 watts of power. Now to put that in perspective, my FTP, you know, how much power I can output for about an hour on average without, you know, fully maxed out, pretty much dead after that, is about 250 watts. So this motor does 4 times that. And I'm a pretty big guy, I can put out some power, but not as much power as this. I'm really loving how clean everything is on the bike. They've got a screen integrated here, and it's a touch screen, and it's great. It's smooth, it looks totally visible out in the sunlight right now, and yeah, it's just nicely integrated with a nice clean cockpit, which is something I really enjoy. Hate when there's too much clutter and stuff going on up there. Yeah, very well integrated. And then on the screen, you can have a bunch of data like your speed, you got power, you got cadence, you've got torque. Yeah, if you love data, it's got data for you. Now, one of the features I really love is it has a built-in alarm. So you can lock it, and then if someone tries to touch it or move it, an alarm's gonna go off. But not only that, you can set it up with an eSIM so you can have real-time location. So if someone does take your bike, you can just look and see, I know where it is, contact the police or the authorities and go get your bike back. I think that's super cool. Unlike, you know, other trackers, maybe someone can get it off or, you know, take it off the bike and get rid of it, an air tag or something like that. Yeah, this is just built right into the bike. It is locating itself. Very cool, and yeah, I think that's gonna help a lot for bike theft. Now, the stock build of the PL Carbon Pro comes in at just over 42 pounds, which is, I don't know, it's not that much more than my regular enduro bike. It's also got 5 modes that you can ride in. You've got auto, where it just automatically senses and calibrates how much power it should be putting out for you. You've got eco, you know, you want 800 watt hours? That's a lot of battery, but you know what? You want to go on a huge ride? Put it in eco, you're gonna go for a long time. That's a big ride. Then we got trail. This is where, you know, it's modulating the power to allow you to ride those technical features without overpowering you, just to give you a very balanced feel. Of course, turbo, you know what? We're just going uphill. We wanna go fast. Just put it in turbo. Then if you hold it down, you can go into boost. This is where you get that 1,000 watts and 120 Newton meters of torque at the cranks. This will turn on for 30 seconds right now, although I think you might be able to change that. But yeah, super powerful, very fast. We'll show you what that looks like later on in the video. And then if for some reason you're off the bike, you're pushing it up a hill, you're doing a hike a bike, there is a walk mode. You just hold this button down, goes into walk mode, and yeah, just kind of lets the bike do the work. It'll even hold itself on the hill, so if you stop, it'll hold, it's not gonna come back. It'll just hold. Yeah, makes things, you know, much easier. Then they've got the app that pairs with the bike, and that's where you can do all your customization. It works really well, it's really well integrated, it's easy to use. You know what, you want trail mode, eco mode, turbo to feel a bit differently. You want to tune it for yourself, go in the app. You can see the battery life, you can see the security, where the bike is, all sorts of stuff. Great app that works really well with this bike. They've done a great job just integrating everything, and yeah, it's a very polished, all together, top to bottom product. And for Amflow's first bike, and I mean for a bike in general, it's very impressive, and they've paid attention to all the little details. That's how you know they've really thought everything out. For example, when the wheels came, they took the time to line the tire logos up with the valve. It's just that kind of little thing where they know that's something I always do because I think it looks better. A lot of riders I know, you know, we're kind of nitpicky about the way bikes look. And for them to take the time to go, okay, we're actually gonna line up all the logos, make sure everything's clean. It's that kind of stuff where I know, okay, they know what riders like, they're paying attention, and they're putting in the effort. Okay, let's quickly go through the parts I've got on this thing so we can go take it for a ride. All right, let's start way over at the side of the bike and go towards the back. So I've got a Assegai Max Grip in the front. This model does come with a Max Terra. I swapped it out for a Max Grip. I've swapped the wheels for my TR41s with Hydra hubs. This comes with the Magura MT7 brakes. I'm really excited to try these, and actually, you know what, I'm just gonna review them later too, because I haven't had a chance to ever really ride them. So excited to try them out. We've got the Fox 36 with the brand new X2 damper, which I'm also very excited to ride. In the parking lot, feels great. Always a big fan of Fox stuff. Going up to the stem and bar, I've put on my black titanium 5-dev stem. This is a 40 mil length, and I've got my 1-up carbon bars in the slightly higher rise. I think it was that 30 mil rise. Then we've got the Amflow grips. We've got the Avanox sort of wireless controller up here, very nicely integrated again. No wires going to anything. Then we've got the Amflow dropper lever, which is like a machined metal. Very nice. And the SRAM transmission pod over here. Okay, let's head over to the middle of the bike. So of course, this is a size large Amflow PL Carbon Pro frame. It comes with the Fox Factory Float X shock, which I also haven't had a chance to ride, so I'm excited to try that out. Of course, the Avanox motor down here, very sneakily hidden away with the 800 watt-hour battery, again integrated here into the down tube. Again, things are nicely integrated here, and of the few people I've showed this bike to already, they go, oh, that's an e-bike? Just looks like a normal bike. Yeah, it's hard to tell because things are getting smaller, nicer, and in this bike, very well put together. And because this is such a nice bike and I plan on keeping it for a long time, of course, going to be doing the ride wrap on the frame, going to do a gloss on the frame, and you know what, we'll do a gloss on the fork too, just to keep it looking as good as it looks now, pretty much forever. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's 160 mil travel in the front and 150 mil in the rear. Then I've got on my 5-dev Enduro pedals, and we've got 170 mil Fox transfer dropper post. I might up this because I'm a tall guy. I could use probably a little bit more drop. It comes with an ergon saddle. I actually really like this saddle. I've started riding these ergon saddles. So yeah, it's kind of funny that they just put this on stock because yeah, big fan of these. And okay, let's move to the back of the bike. All right, here at the back of the bike, I put the Max Terra Assegai that was on the front into the rear. I've got Cushcore in there. Again, TR41 carbon wheels with the new, it's the Hydra 2 hubs. The updated Hydra hubs in the rear. X01 cassette with the X01 transmission. And what's really nice here is it's integrated right into the bike. So I don't need to get the battery and change it and charge it and all that kind of stuff. It just charges with the bike. And not only that, it also integrates with the Avanox system. So they've got things like the Smart Shift, I think it's called, where, yeah, if you're pedaling under power, under load, and you go to shift, it'll just slightly turn down the power so you can shift a little bit smoother and then go again. It just saves your drivetrain from getting too thrashed with 120 Newton meters. Just things like that are very cool. And we've got, again, the Magura MT7s at the back here. We've got 200 mil rotors, front and rear. And I should also mention, you know what, if you're a mullet rider, it does come with a flip chip. You can actually flip the link here down to the 27.5 mode, put in a 27.5 wheel in the back here, and yeah, you got a mullet. All right, that's the little introduction to this bike and all the parts I've got on it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll try and answer them. But let's go do the exciting part and let's go ride this thing. For our first little test of the bike, we're here at the accurately named Cardiac Hill, and we're gonna do a little race. I've got the Amflow PL Carbon Pro with me, and I've also brought my normal bike. Now, I'm gonna race up the hill, not on the Amflow, but on my normal bike, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm also gonna have my partner, who doesn't really ride and doesn't do as much biking cardio as me, ride the Amflow PL Carbon Pro. And you know what? We're gonna race up this hill and see how that goes. All right, I think to make it extra fair, I'm gonna get a bit of a head start, and we're gonna race up to the camera here. All right, hopefully that little race showed you how awesome this new Avanox motor is, but let's actually go ride this bike on the North Shore. All right, we're on the Amflow going up to CBC here on the North Shore. This climb, I've done it before, usually takes me an hour 20. It's about 630 meters of elevation. Just to give you an idea of what a normal bike, how long that would take. So we'll see how long it takes me to turbo up there. All right, we're just about the top right there, CBC. 26 minutes instead of an hour and 26 minutes. All right, we've made it to CBC, the crown jewel of the shore here. We've talked about the Amflow and all the motor stuff, but you guys want to see, can it do mountain bike stuff? Yeah, so we've got 160 mil travel in the front, 150 in the rear, and yeah, we're gonna ride some classic North Shore, which is known to be pretty aggressive sets of trails. So basically I'm just gonna show you guys how I plan to ride this bike. And that is, it rides very much just like a normal bike. I think if you've ever ridden an e-bike, a lot of people talk about, you know, how heavy they are and all that kind of stuff, and they're hard to ride. This just feels, yeah, pretty much just like my enduro and trail bike. Pedals up skinny is nice. Down slabs. Whoa! All right, riding the classic woodwork of CBC here. Gonna take the double black line here. No! Bloop bloop! That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Sometimes chatting away, yapping, and riding skinnies gets a little tricky. But we're back. That was another thing that a lot of people find riding skinnies on an e-bike to be quite challenging, but because the weight has been cut down quite a bit on this bike, yeah, you can ride, you can move it around and control the bike a lot more and get offline and easier to correct. A rock skinny there, which will plop. This is a pretty rough trail, as you can see. All right, here for a really tech line. Ooh. Oh, and then we're gonna get real tech right here. Hopefully I'm in the right gear. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. We're balancing. Oh. That's a scary one because the trees get all ridgy and terrifying. All right, gonna go down one of my favorite trails here, Corkscrew. So single black. CBC also was single black.
pretty rough trail, as you can see. Very tech and tight in spots. Whew. It's kind of like a flow tech trail. Also haven't had any rain in a bit, so it's getting a bit marbly in spots. Very nice. Oh, so fast through there. Such a fun section of trail. All right, on to Pingu, one of my favorite trails. The Trail Association in SMBA has done an amazing job here, making this trail so sick. It's just so, it's kind of unique. It's like super chunk, fast at the beginning, and then you get into like this flowy section with pretty decent size jumps. Oh, they even got a little side hit there. We'll do that next time. All right, now we're on to Boogeyman Double Black North Shore Trail. Oh, another classic trail here on the shore. One of the trails that I always bring people visiting to come ride, just because it's got all the classic shoreness that you want in a trail. Ooh, some skinny action. Then we come into a very steep roll. And a skinny ride. Bike is feeling great. And all right, last big skinny here, the log ride. Pretty high up, a little spooky. And funny enough, coming up to the hardest part of the trail, but it's probably not what you think. So you hit this climb, and then it's this section of the climb. Oh, it's tough. Oh, usually it's tough. Not on this bike though. All right, gonna finish off Boogeyman here. This is where it gets very technical. Starting off with a very steep roll. And then a bit of a plop onto some jank. And a little roll here. Control your speed so you can go across. And do a little pop drop. Come across here. Onto the dirt. And down again. And off to the side here. Woo! That's Boogeyman. Oh, we're still on Boogeyman, but that's probably the coolest part and the hardest. Definitely one of the harder sections of trail here on the shore too. All right, another double black just to finish things off. This is Empress. It's like one big rock roll almost. Definitely tight to end jank. Very North Shore. There we go. That's Empress.
All right, that's it for my first video on the Amflow PL Carbon Pro. If you have any questions about the bike, leave them down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.